Something really important, make sure you watch the whole clip or the whole video and don't skip in between, otherwise you won't understand anything what's going on. Before starting this video, make sure you hit the like button for my motivation and click the subscribe link to subscribe to my channel. In tutorial which you will find online, will be showing you simple components like a to-do list, like a button or an input to test. But now I am showing you the whole real component which uses third-party libraries also to test. So it's a real tedious task, but once you get a habit of doing this, you will ship really good code. Unit testing is a really important process when you are developing a software. So we do unit testing so that our code meets the quality which is required for a production ready app. Unit test also finds you few bugs which you wouldn't have noticed if you would have run the code yourself. So unit test is a really important tool when you are developing apps or when you are developing web apps for client or for anyone. So in today's video, we will learn how to write unit tests for React. There are two types of important testing for React or for front-end applications. One is unit testing, second is end-to-end testing. For unit testing, you can go either for Mocha, Chai, or even for testing library. And for doing end-to-end testing, I would suggest to go for Cypress. So for unit testing, we will use testing library, and here are the documents for the testing library. So once you open the testing library, you will see this page. Then you have to go to docs, then you have to go to frameworks, inside that React testing library. Now you can see they have given you a code how to install it. We'll install it in our app. And add fnd because it's a dev dependency. You don't want it in the production code. Now it's installed. Now what we will do, we will open the app.test.tsx file which is we already have. Okay, so first of all I would like to show you something what React testing library is not. So it's not a test runner or a framework, and it's not specific to a testing framework. So for running our test, we will be using Jest because that is provided for us by default in React library. And like Chai or Mocha, those are runners, and for example Jest, these are runners. But React testing library provides us utility classes which we can use to test stuff. For example, if I want to get inside app, if I'll add something like this, test id hello, yeah. So React testing library has a good function that we can fetch this app's component from its test id. So this is just one example. There are multiple advantages of using React testing library and why we are using it. So let's begin this. So to test anything, first of all you have to write, I clean the console, yarn test. It will run the test, it will render app. For now it will run for sure because we haven't asserted anything or we haven't checked anything what we want to. So it's done. We'll press Ctrl C to close it. Now let's start with testing our components. So the first component which I can see in our website is the navbar which is on top. So we will test that first. We'll create a folder here known as tests, and here we'll create components, then navbar.test.tsx. So this is a convention which usually people follow. They will write the name of the component .test.tsx. So now what we will write, we'll write describe So describe will show which component we are trying to test. So we are doing navbar. There we will add a function. That function will show it what it is. So it will render properly. So navbar will render properly. Now let's try this. First I'll show you a basic test and then we'll make it more rigorous. Now we don't need that. So now what we'll do, we'll create const render, and what we want is a navbar. Yes, and here first thing we'll take debug and I'll show you what debug does. Now as you can see, I'll zoom in for you guys. Yeah, so as you can see, first we will describe that inside navbar it should render, okay, it should render properly if I am putting navbar. So let's see whether it's rendering properly or not. We'll write yarn test. So it failed. You know why it failed? Because inside our navbar we have a dependency which is isAuth, whether it's authenticated or not. So for now what we'll do, we will send auth provider also here. Then we'll see whether it's working or not. Okay, you can see the squiggly line. We'll open it. I know what's the issue. So it can show an array of elements or even one element. Seems like it's gone. Yeah, now let's debug it again. Seems to be passing now. Now the code inside the debug is the code which the browser will render. So browser renders HTML code, not the JSX code. So this is the HTML code which you are seeing. You can see it's showing the app name, home, login. These are the buttons or the links which we click and we go to the navbar's the respective page, and other stuff which is already present in the navbar. Cool, as we can see everything is available. Now our navbar is now okay, should render properly if not authenticated. Now our navbar will render properly if it has some links or the way it is structured. So how we will tell React library testing library whether it's rendering properly or not is by adding the stuff. So for that, first we'll see how our navbar looks like so that you can have a glance over it and you can compare whether it's like that or not inside the unit testing library. As you can see, this is our navbar. First we have an image, then we have a text, then we have 3 links, home, login, sign up, and then a theme button. So if these things are available, then our navbar has successfully rendered, right? So we will make sure that these items are always there, and we will tell our library to make sure that you render all that stuff. So let's try how this works. Let's take it, get by text. Okay, then let's try to expect get by text. We have the app name, so we'll use the constant here. Our text content to be app name. So we'll see whether we are getting the app name or not. I'll remove the debug part for now for a cleaner output. You can see the test passed. First test is app.tsx, which is provided by default. I'll remove it for you for now for easier view. So I'll remove this file. Yes, so one test we wrote and that test works properly. It's navbar test and should render properly if not authenticated. Okay, now the second part which we can have is expect get by text, and what we need is a sign in. Yes, sign in dot to be it should be a link, but I need to verify. So for that what I'll do to be truthy, which means it should be there. Expect a sign in button or a link to be rendered. Let's try. Yes, you can see there is an error and we'll get to know why it's happening. Unable to find an element with text sign in. This could be a cause that text is broken up by multiple elements. We'll see what's the issue. Get by text sign in. So what we'll do this and we'll debug it again. Do we have a sign in? Sucker home login. So it's login. See, it also mentioned whether we are rendering it properly or not. Now the test should pass. I'll remove the debug. So the test has passed. Now what we'll do, we'll store all the elements so that we are aware that these are the elements which are available. We know what all elements we have. Okay, so we'll store let elements in navbar be empty. Now what we'll do, elements in navbar dot push, and we will push this, which is the const logo text, and we will use it everywhere. We'll push this, then we'll also push const login button. Make sure this is only text and this is the whole element. I'll show you how it's showing also, but first we'll do this. Elements in navbar dot push login button. Yes. Now element expect elements in navbar dot length to be 2. If it's 2, then we are doing it correctly, because for now our navbar should have 2 components. Now let's see. Yes, the test passed. If I make it 3, then obviously it should fail. Yes, but in real there are 4 elements. We'll see what those 4 elements are, but before that I'll show you how our elements in navbar looks like. So you can see first is the text because I took it as text content. Second one, I took it the whole element. So the second one is a React Fiber, which is a Fiber node, which is an internal React component inside which we have all these properties. You can take any property if you want, but for now we are showing it, and you can see it's a paragraph tag. So what does it mean is this home is a paragraph tag, and if we want to validate it, what we'll do, we'll go to inspect, we'll inspect this, and you can see it's a paragraph tag. So now we will add the third element, which will be the okay, so I didn't add home, I'll add home also. So technically that should be the first element, no worries. Expect a home p tag to be rendered. Now we'll do const home, so get by text home, expect home to be to the, yes, should be there, and here also login button. Let's see whether it's running properly or not. Yeah, I'll remove the console log so that it's visible for you also. Yes, it's passing. Now we'll add the sign up here. Actually these are 5 elements, this and these 4. No worries, we will add those also. Const sign up button, get by text, sign up, expect sign up button to be towards it. Let's see. Okay, so for now our this much navbar, this much is done. Now what we will do, we will test, these should be 4 elements, 3 which are buttons, on length, and 1 which is text. So we'll add these also. What we'll do, we'll add it in the last. What all we have, logo text, login button, or what we'll do, we'll make it logo dot text here, like this, and we'll remove text content here so that also element we have. And what we'll do, we'll make it, we'll see the type here, you have HTML element, so we will make it an array of HTML elements, and we will put logo text, login button. We'll do it the way it shows, home button first, home, login button, and sign up button. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, and it will run obviously. Okay, now you can see that we have an array of all the elements which we have. What is missing, which is this theme bar. So what we'll do, now we will use special property get by test ID. And what we'll do, we know that it's known as theme switch. We will go here and we will give data test ID is equal to theme switch. Now save it and get by test ID. Get by test ID should be theme switch, and we will catch this also. We will first console log and see what we are getting. So what we'll do, console log get by theme switch. Okay, and we'll see what's the console log now. Unable to find an element. Okay, my bad. We'll go to the theme switch, and I forgot the hyphen here. Data test ID, and now we will see. Yes, we got it. It's again an HTML button element. It should be an HTML button element because that's a button. Tag 5 type button. So element type is button. Let's see how we can do that. Let's try opening theme switch. What all we have? We have a BG transparent area label. So get attribute area label. Let's see whether we get it or not. Okay, alright. Yes, so we got it. Toggle theme. So it should be toggle theme, right? Because we mentioned it, and that's how we'll get to know whether we have whether we got the correct element or not, and not any other element. So we'll remove this. Expect area label to be toggle theme. It should pass. Let's see. It passed. Okay. So now what all we have? Okay. So what we'll do? We'll add theme switch also. Const theme switch. And this theme switch can be used here. Yes, and we'll add theme switch also. Now it should fail because we have one more element. So that's how, if someone changes the code, we'll get to know that something is fishy with our navbar. Now these are 5 elements, and in our real life also there are 5 elements. But do you know there are 6 elements, this image, logo image. So let's find out this also. We do the same thing. We'll do. So we'll add this on the top now. Const logo image will get by test ID. We'll give the test ID as logo. Yeah. So for that logo, we will give it test ID. So we'll go inside navbar first, and we'll see where we have the image. Most probably it should be inside this navbar, then image. Yeah, data test ID is equal to logo. Now we'll go and see whether we are getting logo image or not. Expect logo image dot. Okay, so what we have is, we'll also give it an area label or an alt text. Okay, let's give it an alt text. Alt, and that should be to be logo. But for this we have to give it an alt. So what we'll do, we go to navbar again, navbar, and there where we have image, we will give it an alt text. Yes, let's see whether it's working properly. Yes, it's passing. So we'll add the last final most component here. Logo image. It should be the first one. And you can see logo image, the logo text, home, login, sign up, and text. Now theme switch, we have everything, and if anything was missing, it should fail. So I'll show you that also now. So first I'll console log and show you how our array looks like. Elements in navbar and its HTML type. Now we'll see. Expected 5, received 6, that we know why, but this is how it looks. First one, image. That image is nothing but our logo. App logo, as you can see, data also, test ID also. Then we have text, which is this, the app text. Then we must be having home. Let's see whether it's home or not. Home. Then we have sign in or login and sign up. There it is. Sign up, sign up. Yeah, so so this is the button inside which we have sign up. It's not printing the whole element. And then we have the theme context or theme switch. I'll remove the console log, and now it should be 6. Now if I'll try to modify the navbar, we'll go to navbar, and then let's remove something. Let's remove this heading and let's try whether it's working properly or not. You can see it's failing. So this means something is missing or something is fishy. So that's how test cases save you. Now this was the case which we wrote was for if user is not authenticated. What if the user is authenticated? Let's try. Will it fail? Yes, it did fail. The reason is because if our user is authenticated, we don't show this. We don't show our navbar. So that's how you test it. You can write different test case, whether if the user is not authenticated, whether the user is authenticated. If the user is authenticated but going to this page and everything else. So if you want to see how the other test cases look like, you can go to the repository and check the test cases which I wrote for the navbar.